Good morning, friends. Ann here. Got my cup of coffee, got the Word of God, and today's reading is Psalm 68. Psalm 68 is a majestic psalm talking about the power of God. This gives us kind of a visual picture of what it would look like if God was marching in a processional to Zion. Like it's this beautiful psalm that talks about God's character and nature, and it's filled with worship. And what I want to do is read the first 6 verses to you and then talk about all that we learn about God in those first 6 verses. It says this: "Rise up, O God, and scatter your enemies. Let those who hate God run for their lives. Blow them away like smoke, melt them like wax in a fire. Let the wicked perish in the presence of God." So the first thing that we hear in the first 2 verses is that God is powerful, that he is a God of justice. He is a God that is looking down from on high. And David, the psalmist in this case, is the one that is calling God to intervene on behalf of his people. So we hear that God is powerful. And then in the next couple of verses, we hear that because of that power, God is to be praised. He says this in 3 and 4. "But let the godly rejoice. Let them be glad in God's presence." Whereas those who kind of contrasted with those who would not be glad in God's presence because they're doing evil things that need to be judged. "Let them be filled with joy. Sing praises to God and to his name. Sing praises to him who rides on the clouds. His name is the Lord. Rejoice in his presence." And then he moves on in 5 and 6 to give us another side of God's character. And he says this: "Father to the fatherless, defender of widows. This is God whose dwelling is holy. God places the lonely in families. He sets the prisoners free and gives them joy, but he makes the rebellious live in a sun-scorched land." Friends, I think that what stands out to me from the first part of this psalm is that God is both powerful and compassionate. I think sometimes we often have a skewed relationship or view of God's relationship with us. And we think that God is just high and holy, that he is this God who will smite those who do injustice, but he doesn't really care about us down here. Or we think, yeah, God cares about me. He's in my daily life. But, is God even looking at all of the injustice around us? Is he even noticing? Is he even paying attention to the things that are happening? But I want you to know that God is both far and near, that God is both powerful and compassionate. And because of the depth of who he is and the vast expanse of his character, he is a God that is to be praised. He is a God that we can enjoy his presence because we know that he is up here, that he is looking over the whole world, that he will ultimately bring about justice. But we also know that he is down here dwelling with his people in compassion, in love, in grace. Friends, I want you to remember today that God is both powerful and compassionate. He is both far and high, and yet he is near and low. Have a good day.